manipulate it any way they want until they run out of money. So if you have $100 billion of Bitcoin and on Saturday night you want to sell all $100 billion of Bitcoin all the way down to 1 penny, maybe you can do it. And maybe you have an agenda to do it. I'll probably be buying it when it gets down to the 1 penny, maybe when it gets to the $1.
With an average yearly growth of 60%, Bitcoin has continuously outperformed conventional financial assets. Bitcoin's distinct features, which present it as a radically new asset class in an interview, account for this exceptional performance, which stands in sharp contrast to the S&P 500's 15% growth rate over the same time period. According to Michael Saylor, Bitcoin is not affected by inflation-way stocks or fiat money are, while the dollar's supply has increased by 7 to 10% a year in recent years, decreasing its purchasing power. The supply of Bitcoin is still set at 21 million coins. Due to its limited supply, decentralized structure, and immutability, Bitcoin is a thermodynamically sound asset that is immune to counterparty risks, political unrest, and entropic factors that frequently impact conventional investments as international investors look seeking protection from inflation, market turbulence, and geopolitical unpredictability. Bitcoin's unprecedented capacity to accumulate and increase wealth is becoming more and more apparent. Its simplicity, resilience, and predictability make it a crucial pillar of the financial system of the 21st century, with a trajectory positioned for sustained expansion. In the current period, Bitcoin signifies a paradigm shift in the way value is seen and protected. To learn more, let's view snippets of Michael Saylor's startling interview. Thank you for returning, and please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more in-depth information. Take pleasure in the video.
I think when the price moves in random directions on Saturday night or Sunday morning or during the day, and when it moves in the opposite direction of the way that it ought to naturally move, I think there's someone with a lot of capital that's either panicked and they're doing something that I deem to be stupid or foolish, or I think there's someone with a lot of capital that has a different agenda than the rest of us, and we don't understand it, and that creates volatility. I don't think it's just Wall Street. I mean, the truth is, Bitcoin's just a free market. It's the freest market in capital in the world. And the definition of free market is anybody can manipulate it any way they want until they run out of money. So if you have $100 billion of Bitcoin and on Saturday night you want to sell all $100 billion of Bitcoin all the way down to 1 penny, maybe you can do it. And maybe you have an agenda to do it. I'll probably be buying it when it gets down to the 1 penny, maybe when it gets to the $1. I mean, if you want to call it manipulation, you can, but I wouldn't refer to manipulation as much as enable. It's enabling you to do it, right? Bitcoin's volatile. It's always going to be more volatile than the S&P. The S&P's vol 15 and Bitcoin's vol 60. It's always more volatile, but the reason it's more volatile is because if you had $1 billion and you were in Japan on Saturday night and you just had a panic attack and decided the world's going to plunge into chaos, and if you wanted to take a $10 billion or a $100 billion short position on the economy, the only way you could do it was Bitcoin. But Bitcoin would give you not just the ability to short the market, it would give you the ability to short the market in 1 minute. It would give you the ability to short the market with 100x leverage or 50x leverage or 20x leverage. Okay. The truth is on Wall Street, normally you can't even short more than 2x. Like it's very difficult for people to get extreme leverage. I guess in the CME market, they get a bit more leverage in the futures. So there they can bring more leverage. But I mean, Bitcoin is really providing everybody in the world with the greatest degree of liquidity and leverage and credit. And maybe you're a fool to short it, but maybe you're a fool to go long the other way. But the point is, that's what makes markets. Everybody's got their opinion, and you might think that you know better, but if somebody wants to panic sell $1 billion of Bitcoin on Saturday night because they heard that missiles got launched because they saw it on X from a stupid troll account, your position is either you're not allowed to do it, I'm going to censor the transaction because you're just not allowed, and I'm the God King of capital markets. Or your position is you're free to do what you want. I think it's stupid of you. There's a phrase, a fool and his money are soon parted. If you're stupid enough to sell $1 billion based on a troll account because you saw a meme and there was no missile strike, or maybe there was, but it didn't matter, you're just going to lose the money. You won't have the money. And so the market gets smarter. And what I would say about all this volatility and all this trading is the very intelligent capitalists that make the right trades are getting richer and more powerful and more influential. And the really stupid capitalists that make the wrong trades are getting poorer and they're getting less powerful, right? And they're becoming irrelevant. And the marketplace is much more complicated than you or I or any regulator or anybody on the face of the earth. And the real beauty, the insane beauty of the Bitcoin network is it is the world's greatest free market, maybe the greatest free market of anything. I mean, I wonder, is there any product in the world that is traded globally 24/7, 365 in multi-billion dollar components where everything is connected to everything all the time? I mean, I don't, you can't short Manhattan real estate. You can't short gold. You can't trade iPhones. Like you can't panic sell 1 billion iPhones on Saturday night because you think Apple's going under, and you can't, roaring kitty buy 10 million iPhones on Sunday morning. And so I don't know that there's another free market to buy and sell things with or without leverage at any point anywhere that's greater than Bitcoin. So I just think Wall Street is just one of the actors. But if they do stupid stuff, if they like manipulate, see, the thing is you can manipulate the price of a stock at 4 p.m. in the evening and knowing that no one's going to touch it until 9:30 the next day. You can't really do that with Bitcoin because
In contrast to conventional assets like gold, silver, or real estate, Michael Saylor fervently supports Bitcoin as the first ideal monetary asset in history and a revolutionary invention. Bitcoin is the most valuable scarce resource in a world where everything else may be copied, deteriorated, or devalued. It has a fixed supply of 21 million and is impervious to inflation, entropy, and manipulation. The economic factors propelling the emergence of Bitcoin are explained by Saylor. He observes that fiat currencies gradually depreciate as governments issue more money. During the previous century, the dollar has lost 99.9% of its purchasing power, whereas Bitcoin's value rises as capital pours into it in search of a stable and secure investment. For Saylors, Bitcoin offers a haven from political, environmental, and financial risks. Resilience and purity in a digital asset. Unaffected by human intervention or geopolitics, he predicts that as adoption increases, Bitcoin will reach $13 million per coin by 2045, solidifying its position as a key component of world wealth. Let's explore other interview snippets.
if you manipulate the price of the stock at 4 p.m., it's going to trade another 6. It's capitalist trading with an agenda that's different than yours or mine based on their local knowledge. And they're creating liquidity. They're compressing the spread. They're creating credit. They're creating stability. They're actually diminishing the volatility because they're going to short it at the top. They're going to cover their short at the bottom. They're creating a stable framework, and and the inertial navigation systems matter, the gyros matter, right? All of these things have a physical value, right, in the economy. And I think anybody in business or anybody that studied life much, they realize that in a city or in an economy where 6 hours. So if you manipulated it down, you would be the loser because people would be buying it cheap, in Japan and China and Europe while you're asleep. And then you're going to wake up and you're going to find that you're naked short and you've lost your shirt. So I think this is a game for adults. And, maybe they short it and they buy it back. And maybe you don't like the fact that they shorted 1 billion in the morning and bought back 1 billion in the afternoon. But a free market person would say, hey, they created liquidity. And because they created liquidity, it trades 10x as much as it would otherwise trade. And because it trades 10x as much, that means that you can actually extract $1 billion in 5 minutes instead of $1 billion in 5 months. Right? It's like, you ever see a gyroscope? I'm spinning the gyroscope really fast, and you're like, well, wait a minute, it's not going anywhere. What's the point of spinning a gyro really fast if it doesn't move? I mean, because the answer is stability, right? It creates enormous stability. We use it in inertial navigation systems. And so all of this stuff going on in the market, which could be characterized by a hater or a skeptic as manipulation, or lots of actors are able to go about their business doing things that you don't understand, that you wouldn't do. Normally that maximizes productivity and quality of life. Right? And if we only agree to do the things that you think make sense, well, every idea that you never thought of is never coming to you. And the truth of the matter is, you'd probably be dead because there's probably 99,000 things that get done in this society that you can't do, that you wouldn't even think to start doing, that are going to save your life one day. And so I just think let the free markets market. That's what they're meant to do. That's what makes the entire world work. That's what lifts humanity out of the gutter.
After hitting a record high of $18,300 in late 20,124, Bitcoin has solidified its position as a groundbreaking financial instrument that is expected to see another big bull market in the years to come. The cryptocurrency saw a slight decline but is still expected to rise exponentially due to favorable legislative developments, growing institutional usage, and the expansion of Bitcoin spot ETFs in the U.S. in 2024 alone. Analysts forecast that Bitcoin might reach $225,000 per coin by the end of 2025. Bitcoin's roughly 119% increase highlighted its ability to generate wealth, with a forecasted market value of $4.5 trillion. Bitcoin's dominance would amount to 25% of the market value of gold, demonstrating its increasing sway as an ecosystem store of value. Analysts predict that the market for cryptocurrency miners will flourish as well, with mining companies' combined market capitalization predicted to reach over $100 billion by 2025. Due to strengthening fundamentals, pure-play mining companies like Marathon Holdings and Riot Platforms are primed to outperform Bitcoin itself. As secure digital assets are becoming more and more popular among global capital, due to its limited supply and track record of success, Bitcoin continues to outperform fiat money and conventional stocks. As we wrap up, how do you think the rise of Bitcoin affects the value of other assets like stocks or gold? Share this video and hit the like button. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bitcoin continues to be a transformative force in modern finance, drawing investors looking for stability and growth in an uncertain economic landscape.